like to call this meeting to order. Clay Club Board meeting agenda, or board meeting, good morning, for November 6th. Okay, we do have a quorum. There are 4 of us here. Deb is absent today, but she has sent some notes that Norma will read in her absence. And first off, do we have approval or do you have any changes for the minutes from October 2nd board meeting? Nothing heard. I'm gonna say record as accepted. Okay, first item, I just want to hit about the donations a little bit. We're still on hold with Luke Air Force Base, and Deb Harwell will check on that and give us an update for our membership meeting next week. Sun City West Foundation, they were very excited for all the donations that we had provided them. A lot of the items that we gave them were Ileana, and they would like to have a little write-up on her, basically to honor her for her donations and for her kids donating those items. And of course, that money will go to Sun City West Foundation and the people that they also give to. So she was thrilled with that. If anybody has any information on Ileana, I would love to have it, even if it's a little tidbit, and I will pass that on to Teresa over at the foundation. Bowls of Hope, if you have just a few minutes, grab some of the bee mix that's under the table there and do a couple bowls if you can. We have got to deliver these to WHAM for Bowls of Hope by November 15th. So this week is probably pushing it to the end of when we can get it to them. Last year, they did give us a little bit of a grace period, but we'd like to get as much to them as we can. I know they picked up one small load, we have another load about ready to go, but it'd be great if we could all participate, either hand building or wheel, and get those off to them. Okay, and next item is choosing or confirming committee leads for next year. Glora Bertoncini, who is our education lead, has resigned. However, she is going to work with the person who is going to take over for her. And so we'll get her trained up. She'll probably take over first part of December and then ongoing through next year. And that person who is going to be working with Glora, I need to speak with Glora first, and then we'll announce it at the meeting. Okay. All right, and roller number 3. As you know, if you've been out in the hand building room and used the roller closest to the sinks, it seems to jump, and it's been repaired several times. Mike Deal has looked at a replacement and repair costs. Our repair cost to fix the both ends again is going to run us $637 plus his work putting into it, versus a brand new roller where we don't have to worry about any of the parts breaking afterwards is $999. And as we look on the sheet that I provided a little bit earlier today, this one, Deb has also talked to Blick, or not talked to her, I think she went to the website. Well, maybe it's not on that one. Yes, it is.
Yes. Number 2. Way at the top.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, okay, so it says that, no, that isn't it either. These are some more of, these are the prices that we paid back in 2015. So truly, we paid $748 back in 2015. If we can get one for $1,000, I'm thinking that's a pretty darn good deal.
That sounds like a good
So,
deal.
yeah, and Blick has one for $1,032. I have not talked to Stephen. We haven't done any negotiating. I may give him a call today and just see if we can negotiate the price on that. If we can get it down below that, we may opt to buy it through them.
Wouldn't we automatically get the 10%?
I would think we would, but I can't say that for sure because my guess, I haven't talked to Deb thoroughly on this, I'm thinking she went off the website. He controls what we buy in the store, but he can't control what we buy off the website. So that's a little bit different. So I don't know if he can order it in and then give us that discount. If so, great deal.
Sure.
Okay, so that's one thing. I guess what I'd like to get consensus on is, as long as it's under $1,000, we don't have to go out and have a vote to have it pass. But we definitely, either way, will be talking about it in the membership meeting. We always try to keep everything very open so everybody knows what we're doing and what we're spending and why. So, with that in mind, I kind of would like your opinions on, do you think we should repair it at $637 or look forward to what kind of deal we can get for replacement?
I said look at replacing them.
Replace.
Okay, so consensus is we will replace it.
Consensus or a vote?
Nope, just consensus is fine.
Okay, we have to vote them somewhere. Somewhere you have to vote that we did this for a motion. That we agreed that we will buy one at some point. Whether it's here or the general meeting.
Usually in the general meeting is where we would vote.
Okay, we can do a consensus, okay.
Okay, well, you know what, it can't hurt, and you know a lot more about Robert's rules than I do, so let's go ahead and vote. We have 4 people, and so that is a quorum. Your vote?
I think we should replace it.
Yep, replace.
Replace.
Yep,
Okay,
okay.
thank you, Norma.
Well, just, I don't want
No,
to come back. and
I'd
vote.
rather be on the safe side, and you know that, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, and, process for putting out sympathy cards, right now Jane has been doing that, and Norma, and Jane came in yesterday and put another one out.
Yeah.
We are,
She's gonna continue to the end of the year.
she will continue through the end of the year, and then we will be looking for someone to replace her. Do we, here's the question, is do we actually need to go out and find somebody and get them to replace her when one of us is gonna have to contact that person anyway to come in and do that? Or do we just keep a stock of get well soon and sympathy cards on hand that one of us on the board can just pick it up, make a little note, put it on
I
the
think that
calendar?
would be really easy to do.
It would be much easier than tracking somebody.
You know what, I have a stack of cards my mother donated to all these places, so I have sympathy cards
Oh,
and
that'd
get
be
well cards that I
wonderful.
could bring in.
Oh, we would love that.
I've brought in from time to time when you get them
Yeah.
in the mail, you know, I brought in the sympathy and
Yeah.
that's the only thing we do, sympathy and goodwill.
Yeah.
And this item we don't need to vote on because it
No,
doesn't have
no.
anything to do with
No,
monies
no,
or
no.
anything like
Okay.
that. So,
So it could be-
consensus
We're just board to take over.
board to take over, yep.
When you see it, put it up, or when you know of it.
Linda, that would be great if you could bring those
Yeah,
in.
well,
That'd be great. Like that.
And we had kind of discussed last week, and I had some conversation with the kiln folks, and we were all thinking that possibly it would make sense to have the new people understand a little more about the kilns, and we talked about them high firing or taking their high fire piece after they've glazed it and take it outside, and one of the kiln people would help them learn about the kiln and load it. That idea is gonna be scrapped. We had more discussion about it and emails about it over the last few days, and it just had too many holes in it, and it's a lot for new people to try and process when they're trying to process all the new things that they've learned and take that on too. So that is out. Okay, and medical exemptions, we have had a lot of conversation over the last several months regarding medical exemptions, and Linda Connell is just back in town, so she knows that what I have asked or would like her to consider is either putting in a note screen so we can write in this person as permanent exempt or temporary, and or a field, a data field, so I still have to find out about that. But the proposal is with people who are permanently exempt. For example, we have several people with visual issues that aren't gonna come back, macular degeneration and, just plain blindness, and other issues that are not curable. And, they are considered permanently medical exempt. And then we have people who, well, my wife died and so I need time off and we're all about that. And, people need time to grieve and take care of things and all of that. So here's the thought is that, because those things get forgotten about often and everybody's, responsible for their part, and we want to be very sympathetic, and if they have a situation, we've got one person who lost one child, and 3 months later lost another child, and quite honestly, I can't imagine that heartache. That would be devastating. So there are people that we will have to handle with some TLC and help them get through it. But for the most part, what we're asking is, should we ask for temporary medical people to request if they feel like they need to put it forward into the next year? Should we send out a note to people we have on temporary medical and say, if you have a reason for wanting this extended past January, please,
How do you,
get in touch with me.
now, how do you know the temporary people though?
It's in the system. Well, we have in the system medical.
Medical,
So
yeah.
we'll just run all the medicals. I do know the people that, I know quite a few people, and I think some of you do too, that will be considered permanent medical.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna need to look at that list. Would you be able to run that?
Yep.
Okay. And we can look at that list and say, well, I know these people are permanent, that's not changing, their situation is not changing. And I know Donna probably has some notes on things too.
Yeah.
So, with that list of folks, I am willing to write up a letter to the temporaries, to let them know that if you are still having issues and concerns, please, contact me, let me know what the situation is, so we can review that again and see if they
May I
get
ask a
to
question?
carry on.
Can we, and I'm just saying years ago we did this, if someone had hip surgery,
Mhm.
of course they're automatically on, when they notify you,
Yeah.
on temporary, right?
Right. But they
Yes.
just
But
go
we
down
used to
and
give
find
them like 3 months and then they had to bring something and that they're still not able to do anything. We didn't just let it go until they decided to come to us. It was a 3 month, or, maybe I had my shoulder done, so I can't come in and work, so I can't make my visits, so you gave me 3 months leeway, I should say. Just a suggestion, if anybody wants to talk about that, wanna talk about that?
I think you're doing good.
Just a suggestion, but I thought it was,
Well, there's
because
a
that
pretty
way,
huge list of people on medical, so, if you knew it was a 3-month period and then,
and they come off, and if
Yeah.
they know they're coming off, they're
Yeah.
gonna get you a doctor's note again, if they wanna stay on. Or from that point on, they have to make and you prorate their visits, of course, because of that,
Yeah, I'm just, go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, is this just for visits, as far as our 24 visits a year? Or?
No,
It does, it has to do with, it doesn't affect the visits. You're still required, no, wait.
no, it
No,
might, if
it
they're
does.
off
It might.
6
It
months or
depends on what
something,
it
yeah,
is.
that's what I
If
mean.
it's just a 3 month, you're gonna still have to bring your 24 visits. But the exempt is exempt from monitoring or doing service hours. That's what exempt status is.
and the 24 visits is really to keep your locker if you have a locker.
Oh, that's right,
Yeah.
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 If you don't have a locker, nobody cares how many
Okay.
times.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will see if there's any way, well, what do you guys think about just doing a 3-month, and then if they need to re-up, they let us know.
Well, if they come to you,
If
which they
it's-
usually do, or to her and say, hey, I just had hip surgery. It's an automatic, give them 3 months. I mean, you know, they might be back in a week or two. We've seen people,
Yeah,
but most people do not
Like
come back
Betty
that
Lane.
fast.
Right.
But after that, it's off again, and then they're expected to pick up, that's prorated out of their visits,
Yeah. Now,
because they couldn't come in.
would there be a field to monitor, put the date in? Or, you know, I mean, can you make that I don't know if Linda can make that automated
well, what
or,
I've noted here is to ask her if she can do a trigger that we could set a date, like 3 months out, and
Yeah.
at that time, something would happen to trigger us. that
6 months, or
that one's up.
depending on whatever you two decide, because it's
I,
usually,
I really like the idea of 3 months, but if it's gonna be something like,
if it's something really,
somebody's home with cancer treatments, or,
well, then yeah,
or,
then that's different.
you know, whatever it may be, and just like we have a member right now who is having a heck of a time with fatigue and still trying to teach and do things that, you know, you gotta consider all that, doing her best, coming in all the time, and those kind of people need special
Special treatment.
considerations.
Maybe we ought to have 2 levels, or a 3-month and a 6-month or something, so she's not chasing them around, or somebody's not chasing them around.
right?
Depending
Yeah,
on
that's-
what it is, when they tell you what it
Yeah.
is, then
Yeah, I
you
broke
two
my
can
arm,
make,
you know, I need 3 months off, I broke my arm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, or, you know, if it's a.
shoulder replacement, you usually use 3 months. I mean, I'm indefinite as far as that goes, I just ask her to pick up my plate. I can't do that
I know.
anymore, I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you have to,
Yeah.
common sense,
Yeah.
resident, in person,
Yeah.
or whatever. Decide what it should be,
Okay.
make an executive decision.
I know
You
it's-
don't have to come to the board and say,
So
oh, they don't, we
3
don't have
or
to know
6
everybody's.
months. I'm gonna put our wish list down, and then whatever Linda can give us, we'll work.
Right, right,
Yeah.
I like wishes.
I noticed when you were saying common sense, you only pointed over there. Just saying.
Obviously,
You think you're getting away with this?
You know,
Picks
if
up
you have
everything.
just a field where you could put a date that you added them on medical. Yeah, cause I know like on, the monitor training thing, I think I requested in the beginning that I needed to know when these people were, so I could, you know, so then all of a sudden there was a field that I could add stuff.
Oh,
You
great.
know, and I put down the date, so I know
Yeah.
when my next person is
Right,
up
right,
for,
yeah.
yeah, I mean.
Okay. Well, we can meet with
We can
Linda.
show
I
you,
can't do
I'll
it,
bet
but
she
I know-
can,
I
she
know
can do
she
something.
can.
I mean, I know, we used to do it
Yeah.
manually, but that
Yeah.
was okay too, I mean.
I would like it to be easy
We
as
have a- we
possible
have a
for
lot
the
of
people
numbers
doing
to-
these
Oh, yeah,
jobs.
to manually do.
Yeah, yeah. As
So
much
talk to
as
her.
we can automate to make it
Mhm.
easier for us, if we can pull a report and say, oh, these are past date, we
Yeah.
need to call these people and see what's going on, so.
Well, and there's people also at the end of the year that, think they can just hop on medical to get out of doing their
Yes,
services.
Yes.
that's right.
Yeah.
Cause I've dealt with a couple of that, so.
Sam,
Yeah,
Sam,
Okay. Sam and Mildred, settle down. Okay, and then I put a little note here that I'm gonna send to the permanent people that we do know about. And because if they get word that there's a letter out there that they're gonna have to renew their temporary status or whatever, I don't want them to be concerned about that. We know that they're permanent, we don't want to bother them. So I will send that note out, and then once we find out for sure, well, first off, I will ask for consensus on stopping temporary disability as of the 31st, but I will take letters from people who are on temporary disability, or they can contact me between December 1st and December 31st for the new year, so that they're ready to go. And then, of course, we get them throughout the year. Is it consensus that that's a fair thing to do?
sure,
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
yes.
Okay, and we're gonna move to treasurer report, and Norma has got the note from Deb.
Okay, first of all, social. We don't have the final numbers yet for the fall taco event, so we're not sure how much all that food cost us, but it was good. Time was changed for the holiday party to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And then I think dinner's at 5, dancing at 6, is that how it goes?
I believe so.
Or band, I
No,
should say.
happy hour's 4 to 5,
Dinner 5 to 6.
Yes.
6 o'clock is, okay.
6 to 7:30, I believe is
Holiday
dancing.
party will be $30 per person. Members, of course, get their check back. We must have 2 checks. Got that?
Yeah, if you have a guest, there has to be 2 checks.
Yeah.
Members get theirs back at
Back,
the party.
right. You can't write 1 check. Okay. And if you don't show, you've donated your money to the club, so thank you very much.
To the next social.
Yes, last year we had quite a few. Anyway, slab roller.
We
Did
covered
we
that.
get to that? We covered that already.
Yeah.
Okay, now the numbers for checking, just to let you know, you have up there checking, we had $5,881.49. Saving, $12,503.02. The first CD, $10,634. Remember, we started with 10,000, just to let everybody know. CD 2 is 21,268. And CD 3 is 21,268.01. So a total of, right now, we have $328.22 as of this year in interest. Very good, yes, clap, okay,
No,
Deb.
we have more than that.
Okay, what does she have there though? That's what she has.
Yeah, I see that.
That's just this year, not the total, like to add on to the
I
268.
apologize, yeah,
It's
okay.
just this year so far. Okay, and at 12/9/24, we will know totally on that, whatever that money is, will be added on already to the 21,268. And
I still want to question
Okay.
Deb on that. That could be, it doesn't seem like we've had it in there for 2 whole years, I don't think so. And it looks like, because we put 20,000 in each of the 2 and the 3 accounts, CD2, CD3. So we've got 12,068 in each of the accounts. So,
no, we started with the
maybe.
10/20/20, and in the years, not now, this is previous, is what we made. The 328 is just from whenever the date was she renewed it until 11/3, as she says
Okay.
on the side.
so that's just the new.
That's just
Okay.
the new.
I get it, that fits,
Okay.
because we just renewed it
See, I knew
a
my
couple
accounting
months
would
ago.
come in
You
there.
got it, you got it.
Okay, all
Thank
right.
you.
And we've already talked to you, you're gonna talk on Blake. So that's all of her numbers, and we're doing fine. But I have a question, since we're doing numbers. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, I have a note here. I've had many people ask me, but yesterday it was definitive with who was the monitor yesterday. I forget. Anyway, she says, I don't care who you tell. But I want a new chair.
Oh,
I
We
need,
have 2
she
chairs.
says, it is so, the one that we have there, she says, my butt doesn't fit on, excuse the expression.
To stretch you out.
And the other one is so far down, it's like riding a 20-year-old in a car that has no springs.
is it bad?
The wheels.
the
are
red
The
going.
one?
only
I
one
mean,
that's,
the
the
black
only
one.
one that's sittable is the one with the parachute cord in it, and those
Yeah.
only work for.
That's kinda weird for some people.
Yeah. And if you're heavy, I'm sorry, if you're a little heavier, you just don't fit. And that's their biggest complaint on that one. But we, you know, I mean, chair, it costs $150. And I was hoping, I forgot Deb wasn't gonna be here, but. So I've had many requests for a new chair with arms. Because some of the people cannot get out.
Yeah, somebody said they fell off the chair.
They can't get up if they don't have a.
No, they don't have the room to.
Mhm.
I'll look into that.
Okay,
You know,
please.
I have a chair that, at our office, I haven't sat in 2 years,
Oh,
because I don't go into the office. So I could take that chair and put it in my home office and bring the one at my home office. It's basically like the black one that's there, but it's in good shape. I can donate that if
That would be fabulous.
oh, we would love you.
That'd be great.
And
That
I'd
would
even
be-
call you by Ron.
that would be in lieu of my wife visiting for the next 12 years.
That would be wonderful.
I'll bring it in.
Oh,
As soon
you're
as I
gonna
remember
probably
it.
get more hugs from more people.
As soon as I remember it, that gives me a long time.
I'll come to your house.
Perfect,
if I
that
have
would be
to.
really nice, Ron, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
are you done, Norma? Or do you have education stuff?
Well, no, we covered, that, you know, Flora's leaving, we're having success, yes, I want to tell you, Wednesday morning funds are really good, I had a big turnout, everybody's looking forward to, next week, I have to keep my week straight, every other week. I think Pam doing ornaments,
Yeah, ornaments.
you know, and everybody, they seem to be very happy. Everybody likes this, that they can just come for free. We tell all the new people, come in for free.
I think it's important that we have some free classes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So it's going great. And Laura also said that she has all of the inside instructors booked through the end of this year.
Very good.
So that's done. Just a
Very
matter of keeping track of them.
good. Okay,
Who's ever gonna do that?
perfect.
Okay.
Okay, and, Ron, what do you have for us? Any updates on inventory or committees?
A couple committee issues, inventory, I'm still figuring that out.
Okay,
Lynn and I had a conversation a week or so ago, and she had some good suggestions for streamlining how things are ordered and figured out when they're not there and all that. My predecessor had a really nice spreadsheet, multi-parts and pieces and all that. But when you take over somebody's spreadsheet like that, if you don't understand their method getting, you know, when you've got
Right.
it's a challenge. But everything's going okay. I'm spending too much time trying to figure out what to order, but it'll, you know, it's
It'll
coming
come,
along.
yeah.
But there are a couple of committee things, if this is the time to do so.
Yeah.
Well, Donna was gonna be here, she said, about something about lockers, but she didn't say why, and she's not here. So we'll move along. Mike, we've covered with what, the roller. Judy in the, media committee. Jude.
Okay.
Jude, whatever. Says I need to purchase paper for the flyers, well, I run out of my own supply, so do I just buy her some paper? Or how do we do that?
The paper that she needs is a little heavier duty cardstock, and yes,
Okay, so I'll just get in touch with her, find out what she.
ask her what she needs. Or what you can ask, she doesn't buy large volumes of it. And, if she wants to just go ahead and order it herself from Amazon, we can reimburse her, or
Okay.
you can order it, either way.
Usually cardstock you can get, anyway, it doesn't matter.
Okay,
And then Donna Oliver wants to know if there's a way she can check to ensure her team has enough hours for this year, and I didn't answer her there, cause I don't know if she can or not.
yes, she can.
So this has already been asked and
Well,
answered.
this is what's,
Visits and service, yeah.
it's on,
It's the visits.
it's on our computer under visits and
So
services.
she can check the people on her committee?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, and if she doesn't know how to do that, I'm gonna point her
She
your way.
can call me
Okay.
or,
And she said she was gonna be here.
that's Donna Holmes.
That was,
Yeah, no.
cardstock was Jude,
Oh, thank you. Okay.
and she said she'd be here today to talk about the hours thing, but I'm thinking, there's two people said they're gonna be there, I'm thinking they meant to say general meeting, probably not. this
oh, that
meeting,
could be,
Cause they're not here.
yeah.
And that's all I got.
Yeah, I was surprised to see
Nobody's here.
that Donna's not here, cause she usually, Locker Donna.
Yeah, lock
Yeah,
it
she
down.
said
She
she'd be
usually
here.
is.
I hope everything's okay.
I do have,
I think
and
she's-
you tell me if,
Yeah.
you know, I don't know anything about Robert and his rules and all that. I have one other issue that's not on the agenda, should I wait to the end where there's additional stuff, or?
No, go ahead,
No.
go ahead, go
Okay.
for it.
So Stephen at Blick wants to coming into unfortunately I stuck my foot in it when I first met him, hey, that's a great idea, coming into a glazed presentation, blah, blah, blah. So he's not one to sit around, he wants to do it on November 18th, cause that's when he's already over here doing something, I didn't respond, I can't be here November 18th, so do we wanna do it and somebody else has to facilitate it, or do I'm guessing I'd better to put him off to another day where I can be here.
I think it's better to put him off, but we also need to let him know that, our kiln people do not want to use the glazes because they say 05 to 06, even though they have
say
been
it's been a
used,
while.
and that's why I just got rid of them.
So it's the kiln people that own it, so I shouldn't go out and buy some of my own then, or?
Probably not.
Probably not. I don't like it. Cause it says 05, 06 instead of 56.
It has
It's a
a
big difference.
possibility of not just running, but spitting
Spitting and
and
a lot
all
of
that,
other
so.
I wonder if, I'm just thinking out loud here, Stephen Albert told me that it's made by the same people that made
Stroke and Coat.
Stroke and Coat, and it's the same thing.
If it's the same thing, then it should say 5 to 6,
Yeah.
cause that's what stroking code says.
So I'm wondering if we can get
concerned about
him to
that.
clarify or get us some sort of a document that says that it is 5, 6.
If you want to go down that path, you are welcome to do so.
I mean, is it worth pursuing? I mean, if we get that, is that gonna correct the issue? 'Cause I've already
If he
bought
has something that says it's good for high fire, then we would
Then you won't
consider.
get
so far our range.
But if he's gonna come and, I know he's got so much knowledge, if you haven't met him, he's just,
Yes, I
he's a
have.
diamond,
Yeah,
he
he's
really
good.
is. But, and he's got a lot of other glazes that we can and do use. I'm concerned about the Blick glaze, if you can confirm with him that it is a high fire glaze and show us something to show the kiln folks, then that's
Okay.
worth considering.
And when you say high fire-
Otherwise,
Go ahead.
otherwise, if he wants to do a glaze class, it cannot include that.
Gotcha. And when you say high fire, you mean like R's, R5 and 6?
Yes.
Okay. Alrighty. Thank you.
You bet. Okay, next up, Linda Halliday, second VP. What you got going?
I kind of got delayed on some of the stuff. I've talked to a couple of the trainers,
Uh-huh.
and I haven't gotten together with them yet, but they have agreed to get together, so I just need to do that.
And that's to find out where the gaps are, so we can kind of
Yeah.
update the training and have
Found a
Merle
couple,
come in and.
yeah, a couple things in the, training video that on, like the logging in, number 17 and then number 78 seem to be a little, conflict of what we're doing now. You know,
Okay,
just cause
okay.
things have changed.
Yes,
And,
yeah.
you know, honestly, I haven't monitored since it used to be the little black device that we scanned in.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So, you know, I
yeah.
mean, in a year, we've,
Done a lot of
Yeah,
different
we
yeah,
have
things.
a lot
we've
of
done different
changes, yeah.
things, so there's a couple things that need to be changed there, and then a couple of the sheets, I see that people who are training, people have crossed out, you know, little sections, so,
Okay.
we need updates.
One person I don't know that we had talked about before who might be really helpful to get feedback is Julie Kruger. She has been monitoring Monday mornings.
I left her a voicemail this morning, cause she's monitored twice lately. And, you know, and I've also, the trainers like having a heads up of who their people are that they're expecting, so I've been emailing them, so.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
she seems to be pretty detailed also, so I'm
Yeah.
thinking like she and maybe, who did we say before, Gianna?
Gianna,
Somebody.
And
Yeah.
then, Gwen Rhodes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those would be really
Yeah.
good people if you can just get them to sit
Yeah.
down all together with you for half hour or an hour and just knock out what isn't there, what do we need to have there, and then,
and this is for which committee?
monitoring,
The monitoring.
Yeah, monitor training.
yeah, cause,
Cause some of the trainers need training.
You
I will
know,
make that statement. I mean, they need,
Yeah.
because, like you said, things have changed so much in the last
yeah,
year.
the updates, so.
Mhm.
right,
Updates.
we need to get everything updated, and then we need to look at train the trainer.
There you go. I like that. Train the trainer. Cause we've had them before, and it does help.
Okay, so, we need to look at getting those people together and getting their input on things that need to be added to your sheet. And, once you've got everything that needs to be changed, Merle has said that she'll come in and do new clips where we need to do those for updates,
Okay.
to add it to the video.
Yeah.
And then after we do that, we really should be looking at a train the trainer.
Yeah.
Like, if it's those 3 people that are all on the same page,
Yeah.
if they wanna train new trainers coming in or trainers who haven't done it for a while, I think that would be a good.
Because I'd come to it.
And I
I mean,
have,
even though I know.
I have a list of trainers, and I don't know if all of, maybe I should send out an email to everybody that's
Yes.
on my training list and
Yes.
see if they're still interested, cause some of them, I don't see that they have trained this year, or,
It's isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe once
Yeah.
everything is updated, because that video, people are really using it a lot
Are they?
now.
It's,
Yeah.
it seems a little slow, but, you know, that's,
They seem to be
yeah, if
looking
they're
at it.
using, that's good.
So if we can get everything updated.
Yeah.
Then we can, go ahead and, with the graces of Merle,
Merle,
that,
bless
get
her heart.
that video updated, then I think that'll be a big part of it. Because not just the trainers, but everybody who's gonna do it. When you send out a note, or you can send out a note, all the monitor duties have been updated. Please make sure you watch the video before, because a lot of people still don't know about checking out the sprayers, checking out the extruder and what needs to be done from the monitor as far as making sure it's clean and all of that good stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, if you can just schedule that meeting with the 4 or 5 of you and just go forward from there, that would be wonderful. Do you have anything else to add?
I don't have anything else.
Okay. Norma,
Again?
anything on, anything else that you have? You did Deb and kind of did part of yours too, but you're good?
No, they're good, everything's going well. I mean, BNHB is going well, and Wednesday morning fun's going, everything's fine.
Very good. And then Betty Cool said that she's putting together her list of people that she's got for the ballot and possible people, and we'll see how that all plays out in the next month or so. And again, if you know anybody else who wants to run for a position, it's fine to have 2 people, going for a position too. That's absolutely fine. We come across that. And it looks like nobody else is here, and Ron covered the committees that there was question on. And let's see, nominations, donations continue. For the unfinished business is still obviously the nominees for the board. And then the donations, we are gonna have to wrap up Bowls of Hope pretty quick here and get that completed over the line. Okay, and the new business that I had written down, we can just go ahead and scratch, because that was the hands-on loading for our beginning hand building people, and we just shot holes in that, and it's not gonna go at this time. Okay. Alrighty, now, does anybody have any just general comments? Any questions, comments? No? Okay, with no comments, I move we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
Motion.
Motion?
Motion,
Motion.
second?
Second.
Okay.
Thank you, Norma.